From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. We got mainly dry and warmer conditions here for today. In fact, we're seeing a bit of a warming trend today into tomorrow. I do think that the warming trend will peak tomorrow before we start to see temperatures drop on Friday, bigger drop on Saturday, and we've got some showers coming into the picture here, especially as we do go into Saturday. But some of those may be here as early as your Friday in some areas, especially in the mountains, but dry and warmer as we take you through next week. We're going to kind of go back up and then maybe back down again toward the end of next week. All right, take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Wednesday, April 30th. Just a quick look at your forecast for today. You're heading out the door this morning. You may need a light jacket for the higher elevations, but for the valley, I mean, not bad. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're already in the mid-60s. So again, this is that sign of the warmer weather we do have in the forecast. The clouds, even some of the showers that did move through parts of Northern California yesterday, that's all right here. That's moving down to the south and east. In the meantime, high pressure is building in. That is going to mean those warmer temperatures I was talking about. So looking at futurecasts, we may see some afternoon clouds developing off to the east for some of the higher elevations, but I do expect mainly dry conditions. If we see a pop-up shower, it would mainly be around parts of Plumas County, but heavier activity down to our south. In the meantime, we've even got sunny skies here for the coast through the day today. Some of those low clouds and fog may return out towards Humboldt Bay and northern Humboldt County as well here as we go into tonight. So for today, temperatures upper 80s for the valley. Not quite 90 yet, but that will probably hold off until tomorrow. Temperatures in the 70s for most of the higher elevations, although in Trinity County inland, you're looking at the low 80s, and looks like for the coast, those temperatures are in the upper 50s to those low 60s for your daytime highs. So dry today and tomorrow in the valley. I put PM in there on Friday for places like Redding and Red Bluff. We could see a stray shower develop late in the day on Friday, but the main event, and I say main event, will be Saturday because that's when we expect the best chance for measurable rainfall. But I will be honest, it's not going to be a lot most likely. And then we go into Sunday, it's dry and it's warming back up by Monday and Tuesday. For the coast, it's dry today and tomorrow. That's also the case inland and for Trinity County. A chance for showers as early as Friday. Better chances for that rain coming in on Saturday, drying out by Sunday, and dry and warmer for Monday, Tuesday of next week. And for Siskiyou, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, dry today, dry tomorrow, warmer by Thursday. There's that chance for showers as early as Friday. Don't expect much, and really don't even expect much here as we go into Saturday, but that's the best chance for that measurable rainfall. It's dry on Sunday and then dry and warmer by Monday and Tuesday of next week. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast before we dive deep, that is, into the forecast. There's a free Weather NorCal app you may or may not know about. All you have to do, go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal, put a space between Weather and NorCal, download the app for free, and check. Here's what I can tell you all about the app. I could spend 5 minutes telling you about the app. Bottom line, check it out. Find out for yourself just how great of an app it is, and I think you'll find that it's the best resource for your local weather. Okay, so there it is. There's that cloud cover moving down to the south and east, high pressure right here. That's what's building in. That's what's going to give us the warmer temperatures. That's what's going to give us the mainly sunny skies. But as mentioned, we may see some of those afternoon clouds developing here for some of the eastern mountains, maybe even a stray shower for parts of Plumas County, but otherwise most of that will stay to our south. By tonight, some clouds and fog developing around Humboldt County, Humboldt Bay. Looks like mainly even Del Norte County seeing some probably cloud-free skies here, even for your Thursday morning. That fog kind of sticks around, looks like Thursday afternoon for much of Humboldt County, but even Del Norte County looks like seeing some of that fog developing by Thursday afternoon. In the meantime, we're looking at maybe a few afternoon clouds for some of the higher elevations on Thursday, but looks like the valley's still looking at those sunny skies. And taking a look at your Friday. Friday through really midday, we still have the low clouds and fog along the coast. Now, you can see the main shower activity is off to our west. In advance of that, we may see some afternoon showers develop, especially for some of the higher elevations and maybe even along the coast, but I do expect it for the most part to be dry in the valley by the time we get into Friday afternoon, Friday evening. All right, so there you can see as we go into your Saturday, though, there's that chance for those showers kind of across the board here over Northern California. This is not a big event, but it is going to bring us some wet weather here as we go into Saturday. And by the way, snow most likely above, say, 6,000 feet. Probably won't have much impact on your mountain travel, but if you're heading out to the Tahoe region, do note that there may be some chain requirements like we saw last Saturday. The area of low pressure dives down to our south. You can see even for Sunday morning, that is, it looks to be fairly dry now. It looks like this system will be a little bit too far to our south and east to really wrap around any of that moisture, even into the eastern mountains. So I've dried things out for Sunday for places like Modoc County and Lassen and even Plumas counties, but there still may be some snow off in the Sierra Sunday afternoon. But the rest of us will be looking at drier conditions. Now, the cooler air is still in place, even though it's going to warm up a little bit here, not warming up a whole lot on Sunday. But by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got high pressure building in. That's going to give us the warmer temperatures. Now, we do have another trough of low pressure right here. This is going to bring some cooler air possibly near the end of next week. But we'll see. At this point, it just looks like it's going to be warmer as we start off next week. So looking at the rainfall outlook, honestly, I think it might be overdoing it. When we look at some of the dark blues here, that's 1/2 of an inch. I don't think we're going to see that much rain out of this as it passes on through, even for the higher elevations. And it might even be overdoing it for Redding, where you got the darker shade of green. That is 1/4 of an inch. You can kind of see that a little bit better right here. There's that 1/4 of an inch. I would say on average, maybe about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall in the valley, give or take. That's also the case for the coast. There may be a bit more than that, maybe upwards of 1/4 of an inch for some of the higher elevations north and east of the valley. But I will mention that, it's just not a lot of rainfall coming in on Saturday. So there's the warmer weather coming in. That's that ridge of high pressure building in today and tomorrow. This cooler air, that's what's going to be diving down to the south and will also be that source for that rain and, of course, that higher elevation snow too. So that's the coolest on Saturday. The cooler air is way down to our south and east, but we still have some of that cooler air lingering on Sunday. It will be a bit warmer, but still most likely only in the 70s for the valley. So I don't think I hear anybody complaining about that. And then 80s return by Monday, Tuesday. But that's going to quickly move on through because by Wednesday, you can see the main ridge of high pressure is off to our east, and we're beginning to see this cooler air begin to approach. So that may allow our temperatures to drop a little bit here toward the end of next week. But look at the overall trend here for the next 10 days. There's the peak on Thursday. There's the big drop on Saturday, and we'll kind of level out in the low 80s through a good portion of next week. Looking at your lake levels, we actually did see a slight drop here for Shasta Lake over the last 24 hours, but nothing to be concerned about. You can still see at that 97% capacity. Otherwise, Trinity Lake and Lake Oroville have also seen minor increases here. Once again, thanks to all of that snow melt that we're still seeing that nice reserve of the snow in the higher elevations. Still looking at some pretty high wave heights through the afternoon today, a little bit on the high side for tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, those wave heights should begin to drop. So we look at the marine forecast, we've got north winds at 15 to 20 knots. The small craft advisory is through tomorrow morning. So still the small craft advisory today through tomorrow morning, but as those wave heights drop through the day on Thursday, that small craft advisory should be allowed to expire. Here's a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures are mainly going to be in the 80s. Some of the cooler spots will be to the south, like Mad River, about 73 and 77 degrees for Ruth. Slight chance for showers as early as Friday. Better chances coming in on Saturday, and then we dry it out and we warm up as we go into the weekend, especially for early next week. Basically across the board, a chance for showers on Friday with the exception of the valley. I think you've got smaller chances there. Saturday, though, that's the main event. Again, it's not going to be a lot of rainfall, but it will be the best chance for measurable rainfall on Saturday. Temperatures in the low 60s along the coast today. Smith River about 73 though. 81 degrees out in Orleans and 83 degrees in Willow Creek. For Siskiyou County, temperatures are going to be somewhere in the 70s, really for most of us. Some of the cooler spots like Doris and Tennant at about 69, but 75 for Wairika, Hornbrook about 76, and Dunsmuir topping out at 78 degrees. There's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mainly in the mid to upper upper 60s, 68 degrees for Canby, 67 degrees in Aden, and out towards Alturas, a high of about 68 degrees. As I mentioned, we are going to be looking at that chance for showers here as early as Friday, better chances for rain on Saturday, but for Modoc County and the Eastern Mountains, I've taken out that chance on Sunday. There is still that slight possibility that in the early morning hours on Sunday, you may see a stray shower, but otherwise it should be dry through most of the day on Sunday. Now for the valley to the south, we are looking at dry conditions through Friday. By Friday night into Saturday, there's that chance for showers. It's dry though by Sunday, back up to about 80 by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Looking at that 7-day forecast for Chico, there's that warming trend. We could possibly touch 90 tomorrow, but we'll keep it in the upper 80s for your Thursday. Much cooler by Saturday with that chance for showers, warming back up in the upper 70s and drying out on Sunday, low 80s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We take it to the north, temperature, that magic number of 88 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, all the way down to Red Bluff, 83 degrees for Whiskeytown, and 83 degrees out in Lakehead as well. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast for Redding. So I've got you dry today and tomorrow, about 90 by tomorrow. Now I've put PM in there for Friday because we could see some late afternoon, early evening showers develop for the north end of the valley on Friday. Otherwise, it's going to be mainly Friday night and Saturday that we get the best chance for measurable rainfall. Much cooler, mid-60s by Saturday, and then upper 70s by Sunday and dry, low to even possibly mid-80s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. That's your morning update. I'll be back again at noon. Have yourselves a great morning.